Alright, hello everyone, welcome back to the stream. Here for VR Master League, we've got a match between the Phantoms and Quackheads about to start. Two very talented teams, but Phantoms obviously the dominant one here so far in the season. I mentioned it in the last stream just under an hour ago that it ended. Phantoms, the only remaining undefeated team in the entire league, at least with more than a few games played, so not counting some of the new ones who have debuted the last couple weeks. But I mean, otherwise, yeah, Phantoms sitting strong at 8-0 in Season 1. And just, yeah, well on their way to just another successful season. Even just checking out here real quick, I mean, yeah, worldwide, they're leading the MMR race even with a 1310 MMR. So roughly 20 more at least than the highest North American team, who's currently Team Joker at 1290. But yeah, Phantoms just been having pretty much their way with all the teams that they faced so far. The biggest challenge that they've had, the closest match that they've had was against Team Gravity over in week 1, and thing is, Team Gravity is now, at least for the moment, gone or on hiatus, whatever you want to call it. So right now, Phantom's in position to just maybe continue rolling here. Not to take anything away from Quackheads, of course, but I think it goes without saying, Quackheads today are the underdogs, or underducks, maybe is more accurate to call them, coming into this this matchup. So teams have been informed they're ready, or they're able to start whenever they're ready to. You can go to the gameplay screen for you and just wait a little bit. Now, you might notice if you're viewing this one, the graphics a little bit worse than usual at the moment. Mainly because of an issue on my end. I do have the settings in-game low, so typically what I do is join through spectator clients like Atlas or Echo Matcher, using match IDs. However, the recent update this afternoon to Echo has seemed to cause a disturbance in that force. I can't actually join via match ID anymore. At least, I can, but it doesn't put me into the spectator client is a problem. So as a result, I am having to join here the old-fashioned way through the headset, which just makes the graphics, the visual fidelity, a little bit worse than normal because it's using my in-game settings. So apologies for that, but but otherwise, yeah, we're good to go on this stream and still getting it through as Phantoms roll out here over on orange side, Quackheads on blue. But yeah, so if you do notice any jankiness, like right there, you might see something. That's just something partially on my end, so apologies for that, as it does go here to the hands of Flash Flood for Quackheads. So Quackheads coming in with a record of 4-4. Again, the underducks for this match, though, contesting what is just been a very dominant team. Flash Flood there will be stunned out by Maddie, and just going into that corner pocket now.
Interception.
So off a deep shot there, taking it will be just a barely miss, going off a sidewall now. Also, I feel like I need to apologize multiple times too, because if I do go silent for periods of time, it's because I'm taking some drinks. Probably shouldn't be casting at this point. My throat's pretty messed up after the last couple weeks of casting, honestly. But we got to get the games in, just like Phantoms there, nearly with getting the goal in. Took a little time, but they got it. But yeah, so I'm just kind of in chug water phases here, but I feel like a break is pretty necessary for me soon. But I can't help it. I see a match. I just need to cast it, But yeah. Turning more and more into a Morgan Freeman type voice. Day by day as it continues to get a little bit raspy. And as we see there, Flash Flood. He's going to roll out for a shot. Taking it deep for 3. Thank you, Morgan, for joining us on commentary. But that's a good 3-point shot for Quackheads. So pulling ahead by the 1 point here off that shot.
9, 8, 7, 6.
Just a couple minutes into this match here.
3, 2, 1.
Now launching out for Phantoms, see what they do on their offensive rollout. Sundance going over to that left pocket, then zippering it right across to the other tunnel. Taken there by Torin. Torin will be contested rather soon there and gets rid of the disc, gets a pass to Nillywick. Nilly looking for one more play, did a little look-away shot there, trying to juke out the goalie and throw him off a little bit, but just missing that one. So Torin does recover. Now a nice pass will get to the hands of Torin off Sundance's assist. So well done on that passing play. And that's typical Phantoms. It's what they do. They're just very, very good with the passing. I mean, they're speedy as any other team, possibly the fastest one in the league. But yeah, their passing game is always something that they prioritize, it would seem. I mean, by the time you get to the ends of matches, usually they will have an assist for every player on the team. In fact, they'll usually have 3, 4, 5 assists for just about every player on the team. So very, very good on the team play and the chemistry, always on point for them. All right, now for Phantoms trying to find some more of that chemistry as a pass gets sent to Sundance, going one more across. Torin just trying to take a tap off and does get the goal right there in the bottom. So just cross to cross on the passing lanes. And just enough time to work there. Maybe a dive could have helped out on the on that first pass there, just because the back was facing the goal. So maybe more pressure on that end. But speaking of pressure, a lot of pressure going on in the back lines there. A lot of stuns going out. Gobshite rolling out, trying to get rid of it as he spins around, but getting tangled up by the defense, and a turnover will go to Torin now. So Torin looking for maybe a shot, getting a Sundance a short boost, taken back though by Flash Flood. Flash going into the tunnel, trying for that clear just to avoid the midliner for the interception, but bad bounce will result in Torin getting it back here, as well as Sundance now in the corner pass. Going right back down low to Torin as he approaches right head on into the goal and lays it in gently there for their 8th point. So 8-3 favoring Phantoms here.
11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, launching out, middleman, the quick pass over to the tunnel. Gob taking that, looking for a bounce pass, potentially shot even off of that ceiling. He did have a teammate near the goal to potentially recover that, but unfortunately took a bad bounce as well. Now Sundance getting an angle, and there's 11 points now for his team. Off that interception, or that turnover that they caused. And 4:38 remaining in this first round. Phantom's starting to pull ahead there, just doing a lot of what they're known for so far, whether it's just the passing plays or the breakaways. They're definitely a team who's just been on a roll so far. Now continuing it there right now, a contesting coming out there, and it causes a turnover. Deep shot just off the barrier, looking for that short boost. Torin with an angle, looking for a bounce play. Will get to Nillywick eventually, but Nillywick being stunned really quick by that flying fist as Flash Flood and Gob look for a nice clear and boost here, collecting it off that wall, looking for a shot, but a bit too soft, and 2 defenders there. Torin and Nillywick able to get back for the defense. So passing going into the tunnel here. Quackheads playing deep. That's shot from deep. Will meet the goal. Beautiful delivery off that. Didn't have a lot of time to get the shot off, but just a great lineup off the backboard.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4,
I feel like this is new, isn't it? Not for the players, but for the spectators. I don't think you were able to see the countdown on the spectators end before on the catapult window. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't think you were. But yeah, so Gob here will come through, looking for a passing play there towards the bottom. Also new to this update is the badges. Now actually it looks like we can't see said badges here right now as a shot goes through. Wow, what a beautiful slap shot from Torin. Right from that corner angle as he flew on by. But yeah, I was going to say the badges update did drop today as well, so players can assign badges to themselves now. Granted, no one on either team currently seems to be using it. We did see the badges, though, at play for a couple players in that Vibers versus Fusion game that we saw about an hour ago. But not the case here. Phantoms right now looking for that bounce. Sundance collects it as a soft boost. Comes on through for Phantoms, but Middleman just playing the back line. Will look for that clear. Unable to get a clean one, though, so Maddie does collect that one. Sends a pass quickly to Sundance. You can see the communication at play always. And right there, a duck through. Move from Torin. Moving in on the goal and scoring on that very bottom corner right at the feet. And looking to hand Quackheads a defeat here, as Phantoms continue to show that strength that they've been known for over these weeks and over the months. I dare say over the last year, really. So Quackhead, right here, Middleman trying to roll out. Goes for that short range passing play, gets to Gob, then Irony Man losing it off his own head, it seems like. Still there for recovery, perhaps as Middleman and Gob needing to tap it out thanks to the defensive pressure at play. More pressure there from the stuns, brawling out now, and sending it to Sundance. So Sundance and Maddie going for that clear, that boost, that shot, and just hitting the spot. Another three-point shot there on a breakaway goal for Phantoms. So 22 currently on the score screen for them. Final minute of play here. Quackheads again on the launch. The defense playing a little bit delayed, but you know what? It still bought them the play as they go for a goal, but missing. Just barely. Slinging that one softly. Middleman able to collect that shot off Nillywick, saving that. And then Irony Man will sling it through for a clear, but already the immediate stack gets there first for Sundance. Quackhead's not too far behind as they try and re-grab each other and redirect, and it looks like they do so successfully. So good grabbing plays there for Quackheads. And trying to reset, but there's a defense mid lane from Torin. So it was nice plays from Quackheads, but for Phantoms just playing positionally very well on the defensive end. Couldn't make that first shot, and now stunning is a flash flood, so denying any chance at another goal. At this point, just trying to avoid that mercy situation, if nothing else, these final 20 seconds. Flash flood there, trying to collect that disc. Torin does get it through, though. Slings it to the other side. Looking for a bounce shot to maybe end it. Rebounder, no, just missing the hands of Torin. And now getting stunned out is Irony Man. Maybe one more passing play. Torin going for the ending shot there just as time expires. So almost in sync with the clock there, but ultimately a mercy. 24-3 in round one. So pull up the stats for you there, and yeah, 11 points leading it. Torin having himself an effective match offensively, but I already mentioned the whole assist game. I mean, look at that, one round in. Sundance was 6, but everyone on that team with at least 1 assist. So again, just fantastic team play, always at works for them. 15 stuns for Nillywick as well. I have Torin with a couple saves, and then Maddie with the steal and the 14 stuns to add on to his 6 points. For Quackheads, 3 points for Flash Flood, 1 save for him as well. For Gob, he has 11 stuns. And Irony Man with 1 assist, 6 stuns. And Middleman with 1 save, 11 stuns. Oop, looks like I activated the wrong thing on the scoreboard there. There you go. Put the proper scores up. All right, but anyway, so off to the second round it will go here. Take a quick look just the same at the team stats, and you can see possession time heavily in favor of the Phantoms there, just able to get to the disc first and maintain control. Shouldn't say heavily in favor, but in favor by about 40 seconds or so anyway. But obviously just the assist game really paying dividends for him right there. I mean, not making the shot, but still look how quickly they got to the front line. Still super impressive, and there is the shot on the goal for Torin, 6 meters out. And yeah, just again, heavy assist count. Stun count about even, granted, but just a lot of shot opportunities, a lot of assists for Phantoms at play. Lil Red stopping by in chat, welcome to the stream. Doing pretty well. Had a bit of a rough start just on the streamer's end of things, trying to sort out through some issues on my own end, but But yes, otherwise, we're good to go. Right now, just heading into the second round. This is our second European match of the day. Fusion and Vibers playing about an hour and some change ago, and Vibers coming away with that win. Right here going for maybe a nest pass. No, because it's contested nicely. Irony Man there. And now just trying to deny the backboard. You see how dangerous it is, because for Phantoms, they have players anchored on their approaches here, not only around backboard, but at the nest. In other words, they have the great high percentage shot angle, you know, and anytime you get the nest pass, and you also have the backboard pass. Right there going in is Nillywick just for the lay-in, a gentle dunk. But see, that's kind of the double-edged sword that you do have with when you're running an offense like that. I'm always frequently mentioning in streams how the easiest possible shots are going to be if you dive in from the barrier area or the nest or from backboard, right? Those are going to be the highest percentage shot opportunities. The thing is, for Phantoms, they have an offense where they really prioritize both of those things. Going in for a three-point, just missing that one. And Sundance slapping it over to Nilly, just kind of eyeing the disc as it goes right past him, but does collect it eventually. A good grab there. Slinging it out is a gob, but intercept instead by Sundance, going for another deep shot. So right now, Phantom's not really able to hit their passes or their shots from outside the three-point zone. But they're getting all the rebounds and then finding those easier goals in the two-point area after that. I mean, there you go. The two-point pass does get the two-point goal, and that's where they're excelling. So despite any missed opportunities from outside that bubble, they will definitely capitalize anytime they're inside of it. And just going back to my point too, though, so when you do have someone from in front anchored down for a pass as well as behind, I mean, it opens you up to multiple opportunities at high percentage goals. It makes the goalie have to be, you know, analyzing forward and back, just keeping him off balance. Not to mention you can always send the backboard guy in there for the stuns. So it's really a multifaceted offense that it's very, very hard to deal with on a defensive standpoint, because you just have threats from so many angles. You have impending brawls at the goalie, and it's very tough. So when you can do what they do on offense, you'll have a lot of success, as Phantoms have had quite a lot of success. Right now, Quackheads, though, looking to maybe find themselves some points on the score sheet. Couldn't do those, so it would be a turnover to Nilly over in the tunnel, getting the disc from that passing play, that is. And tapping it out here is Sundance. So Torin getting this disc and tapping it right through. You can see the brawls just being avoided by the stack. Quackhead's more concerned about just getting back to the front line or where necessary instead of getting stuck with the brawls, which oftentimes is a good idea as that one goes in. Oh, great idea on the save. Middleman finally got one in there. It's very uncommon that he doesn't end a week with multiple saves. So getting a nice one there. Couldn't quite get the clear, however. So right back to Torin, it will go. And then up to Sundance up top. Over here, playing that patient game. Torin looking for that pass just beneath, missing the hands of his teammates, though. And goes into the tunnel. So turnover cause here. Quackhead's an opportunity. That's a good delivery on that pass, going to Flash Flood. Flash Flood! Oh, couldn't quite convert the open goal. It was only open for a moment before Sundance had got back in there. Made a save just as he was turning around. Positioning himself inside the goal, so tough opportunity missed there, as Phantoms will try to capitalize and convert on a goal. There it is. I mean, goalie being heavily bothered there by one of the Phantoms players, and then the barrier pass resulted in a close-up goal for 2. So 8 points now for Phantoms in the second round. Thus far in round 2, it's still being held to a lower differential, if nothing else, a lower scoring output, I should say. Round 1 had ended in that mercy at the literal last second of play. But so far, 8 points on the board. So slightly less scoring at the moment. But I mean, if this one goes in, that could change. And there you go. So right back to the same pace then in that case, as they do find their 10th point here in round 2. For Quackheads, just trying to get back on the board. They did have the 3 in round 1. Yet to score here so far in the second round. But with an opportunity, let's see if they can convert. Right there, just getting hurt instead. That is a good grab, and a shot just missing. So again, Phantoms right now, quite off admittedly on their three-point range attempts, whether it's passes or shots. But it really doesn't matter, because they undo their mistakes just by getting to the disc first. And then they reset, and then they go at it again. with some more passing plays and patience. So that's what that kind of play style will definitely buy teams, as well as just the spacing. If you have players pretty much spaced out in every lane, you know, left, middle, and right side, as going in from the right side and finding that goal is Torrent. A dozen for Phantoms now in round 2.
12, 11, 10, 9,
But yeah, when you have players positioned out
6,
on either, like all lanes basically, that means even if you miss shots, you still have a good chance at getting a rebound just because your players are basically covering every lane. So not only do you want to be spaced out like that offensively just to give yourself good passes, but even defensively, you know, recovering, getting those rebounds. That's a big part of it, is playing those lanes. Right there, a soft pass, maybe one too many. Couldn't quite handle it. Nilly, I think, maybe going for a punch instead of looking for that catch, but they still get there first on the rebound.
Orange team has the disc.
So over here will be taken by Nilly. Oh, pointing out, yeah, I did actually press the wrong thing on the round counter. My apologies for that. I can fix that right there.
Orange throws it way
Excuse that. It's fixed now. As this goes deep into the back line, off the barrier.
get that.
And taken here, right back. Nillywick going for a look maybe at the bottom pass as Sundance does in fact get it. One more pass to Nilly. Oh, but a little too soft. No momentum on that one, and looked like maybe even double grabbed it on the way in. I'm not quite sure because it left his hand a little bit awkwardly, it seemed like. So not a lot of sauce behind that throw, but getting it back here will be Quackheads. And taking it back, Irony Man there contesting, as well as Sundance, 2 players for Quackheads looking to come ahead. And now maybe going on some offense. See if they can work it through. Flash Flood looking deep for that shot. Barely off that backboard. Maybe rebounding, trying to contest Nillywick there. So couldn't quite convert on that. Unfortunately for them, it was a good look. But maybe another chance here for Gobshite as he comes on through with that disc. Looks to duck on through. That's a nice juke. Nice attempt, but no. Make no mistake, Maddie, a longtime goalkeeper, a good save there. Obviously known for a lot of other things these days, but you know, back in the early days of Echo Arena before there were too many goalies, Maddie definitely one of the world's strongest goalies. Right now going for maybe a shot attempt, so showing the offensive prowess just the same. Maddie getting there with a goal. So 14 points here for the Phantoms with about a minute 25 remaining. So again, the differential, not quite as much. Quackhead's unable to get on the score sheet, granted, but with about a minute left now, Quackhead's just looking to hold Phantoms to a lower output on the point totals compared to round 1. And maybe find some offense here, but that stack just bothering. Ducking through, though. It was a good move from Flash Flood. Ducked quickly and shot quickly. Rebounded by Irony Man. He gets stunned quickly, and Maddie will get a clear over into the middle area looking for that tunnel. Actually, a pass, rather. It's taken there by Nillywick. Passing towards the stack, and what a beautiful rollout that was. End to end. They played the defense, and they turned it into some incredibly nice offense, just aesthetically on the boosting and the passing. Pretty much perfectly placed. That was very nice. So 17 points now, 30 seconds left. If a 3 does go in, could be eyeing that mercy. So right now just trying to get rid of it and avoid that turnover, avoid that mercy. Gobshite going for that deep one, almost rolling into the goal, but taken back by Sundance. Clearing it through and looking for Maddie on the other side. Just quick touch up there on that pass again, and almost an identical rollout there. This time going for a 2-point result to bring it to 19. And ending the round in another nice fashion, but you see how smooth it is there for Phantoms. When they cause those turnovers, I mean, the passes placed perfectly, and then the boost on the other end to just buy them some instant goals, basically, instant offense. I mean, really uncanny how good they are at that, and I think when it comes to the question of who will defeat Phantoms this season, if it's even possible at this point, who knows, but it's going to come down to really studying that footage and just recognizing some of these plays they do, because they do definitely have a method to their madness, but their madness is a thing of beauty to behold, to be sure. So coming through, yeah, with that win, I mean, just huge. huge point totals and assist totals for everyone on Phantoms there across the board. Stacking it up. I mean, Torin leading it there with a 15, but 8 assists to Sundance. And just, yeah, doing great work. Maddie with 10 points and 2 assists as well. And that save that he, well, wasn't credited for, but he still got it. Over on Quackheads' side, it's Flash Flood with the 3 points and the 3 saves. So some nice grabs in the goal. And Gobshite there with 1 save, 1 steal. Players starting to pop on out. But, I mean, everyone on the Quackheads with plenty of stuns, which is usually the case for them as well. But in any case, yeah, that will be the round and the series here to the Phantoms. Their record improving now to 9-0 on the season. And they will stick right there as the only remaining undefeated team. In fact, even just glancing at it real quickly, yeah, that does include even the newer teams right now. There are 2 teams new this past week that have yet to debut, Adrenaline and Invictus. So they have neither wins nor losses, I suppose. But among all active teams with 1 game played, Phantoms just sitting there alone at the top for both regions. 9-0, an MMR of 13-10, possibly even 13-20 after today's match. Not really sure. We'll see when the results are submitted. But yeah, standing strong and looking good as we go into the second half of Season 1. Anyway, yeah, so good games. Kai there. I believe that's Kai's account, right? Kerpa? I just remember that because you had mentioned the invites thing the other day in the Twitch stream, so I'm fairly sure that's Kai. And Lil Rad saying, thank you, Palidore, for the cast. Amazing cast. Well, you're welcome. I tried. I feel like I'm not super on my game, but that's mostly because my voice is really struggling last few days. So I'm not able to really be as loud or as active on that end, unfortunately. But like I said, I can't. If I see a game that's not being casted and I'm sitting there, it's really hard to not be tempted to just go for it. So even if my talking isn't quite as much, has as much pizzazz to it and flow to it as usual, I still like to at least get the game streamed so people have footage to look over and to watch and can clip their highlights, things like that. Something's better than nothing, yeah? But, yeah, that will be our final match for the European side of things. I'll pull up the schedule real quick before we peace out, as we do have some games in North America later on. It will be at 6:30 Mountain Time, 7:30 Central. We're starting it with the Legends, formerly known as the SSVC Legends, but just shortening it to Legends now, facing off against Illuminati. That's bound to be a pretty hype game. That'll be casted by Skinny and Caption at the moment assigned to it. I'll just be doing the camera duties, which I'm happy to do, obviously, at the moment. But we have that match. It'll bound to be a good one. Legends looking like a really good kind of a dark horse team, contending with some of the high silver and then some of the master teams out there. So see what they can do. It'll be entertaining, no less. For Nova, they're facing off against Deception. After Nova had a successful game yesterday against 6 Foot Over, just coming back here to face off Deception. Then we'll see Legends versus Kangorillas at 7:30. Kango's suffering their first defeat at the hands of Flare last week, but looking to rebound here against Legends. And then closing it out with one of the newer to the league teams, actually 2 of them in fact, Olympus, which is completely new to competitive play, their players there. And then there is no team, which of course is the more veteran team with Guygasm Fair Enough, Rad David N, White Dragon, so 2 Ready at Dawn developers, and also Caption and Huzzah, I believe, are their other 2 filling out that 6-man roster. So got a lot of stuff going on tonight. So definitely join us later on, and we'll be glad to hopefully get those ones all streamed if possible. But yeah, so until then, I've been Palidore. This has been VR Master League. Thanks for joining me for these European matchups this afternoon / evening. Yeah, hope you all have a good day and see you again real soon.